Hi guys, good afternoon. In this video I'll talk to you a little bit more about the process of Google search ads. As you can see, we're going to talk about the campaign, creating a campaign, the ad group, and so on. I'm going to talk about keywords match type later in this video. All right, advertisers identify keywords. Of course, you identified certain keywords, mostly broad keywords. You did keywords analysis for broad keywords for I think an e-commerce store that you would like to determine or to decide on what categories, product categories you would like to focus on. So once you are done with this, and this is the exercise that you've done earlier, now you created your site and your niche and all that depending on it. Now it's time to advertise your site. Well, not quite yet. After you created the categories, in fact, you populated each category with a number of products, right? And these products is kind of like representing the long tail keywords, let's say. Now, understand that you are a marketer, you are a business before you are a website. What does that mean, Nora? This means that you did the first layer or the first phase of keyword analysis for the categories. Then the second phase of keywords analysis was for the product. The categories were the short tail, general keywords, and the products were the long tail, very specific keywords that you actually named the product based on certain agenda, deciding on different, you probably listed down different products, ideas from the supplier of your choice, and then you started looking up the search volume of these long tail keywords and decided on the winning products, and you got rid of the non-winning products so that you can optimize your site altogether. There are certain sites actually that their niche is just winning products. So they are websites that they don't have a unified theme. They are not for clothing. They are just for winning products. So they only sell very trendy products. For example, lately, the one very trendy product was the air purifiers for cars during the COVID, or LED sensors that cleans the car automatically after it is being locked and there's nobody in the car, and so on. Especially for Uber drivers and so on. So there are certain niches that they just focus on the trend, on the trendy products. In any case, guys, you've done your first stage of broad or let's say short tail keywords, then the long tail keywords with the products. Now it's time to advertise. You are a business before you are a website. This saying for me means that your advertisements and your ads shouldn't necessarily only reflect those winning keywords that are product attribute related, meaning it's related to the product attribute, it's related to that long tail keywords that describes the product. We are now talking about a new era of marketing, which is consumer centric, not product centric. So don't take me back to that era of product centric. Even if we're doing digital marketing, we're supposed to going forward, not going backward. So in your thinking, unfortunately, in most of the even Google videos, they show you very simplistic examples where they feature that mentality of product-centric approach. And this product-centric approach was very popular in the 70s. Now we are in the 90s and 2000s and so on. We're talking about customer-centric. Actually, now we're even talking about AI-centric, which is around the customer also, or contextual-centric. So customer-centric, what is it that the customer interests? What is it that the customer looking for? So always go back in mind to that slide where we're talking about the qualifiers. There's adjectives, there's adverbs. You want a 24-hour flower shop. You want flowers for weddings in particular. You want comfortable shoes. You want affordable clothing. So there's always an adjective, adverb that reflects the value proposition. So basically, please focus on your keywords advertisement also, the way that you think of it, not only on product-centric approach and only product-centric keywords. And this is what Google will mostly even recommend, suggest certain keywords related to the product per se, but also after that your own intellect touch where you understand more of marketing about the value proposition. All right, Then Google enters this keyword into an auction. Of course, if you qualify for that auction, so that you will be part of this auction, and the maximum bid you specified for that, and so on. Actually, Google is very kind. It will tell you how the range the competitors usually bid on in your industry. Okay, Google places your advert also on Google with a pay-per-click. Would like to, no, not here. Let's look up something like red shoes for women. Here's the results for red shoes for women. The ads are all visuals. It's like more of a PLA, product listing. How about text ads? Barely find any text ads. Do you see that? There is barely any text ads. These are not ads, you know, they are not sponsored. Women's red shoes plus free shipping. For example, this website is very popular website, suppose, and but as you can see here, I'm gonna take a look. Back, please. These are more responsive to my location, and they are in Japanese currency. Do you see that? Even though I am as a guest here, but I'm kind of logged in as Cute Baby Shop. Okay. It's quite interesting. I wonder if these advertisements now don't have the sponsored let's add comfortable. Same applies. 22 most comfortable shoes for women. These are just a blog, seems to be. Here we go. Oh, these are just the brick and mortar. These are not online. Comfortable shoes for women, Macy's, and here we go. Clerks, I like this brand. Here we go. So we don't have any text ads, more and more visual ads, as you can see. Why? Because there was a release in May 27. Google, these text ads are Google expanded text ads, new 2021. You will find out that responsive search ads are the new default. And this is from WordStream. This is a very popular and reliable blog. And in this blog, I have a link of this article onto Moodle for you guys. It talks about how responsive search ads are the new default in Google Ads. So Google Ads always keeping up. And in February, early this year, in 2021, I told you about this year is the year of so many releases. And even not only in February, actually, they are a bit outdated, this blog. This is written in March. Yeah, because it's written in March. But in May 27th, just a couple of days ago, guys, this is why I couldn't had enough time to update our slides. But in May 27th, guys, we actually had another release of Google release focusing on image extensions and so on. So they announced that responsive search ads, RSAs, will now be the default ad type. So over here, that will be responsive, then call ads, and then ad variations. Ad variations will be looking to create a text ad. You can do that. But the idea is, if I create a search ad, a text search ad, will I get my ad showing here? This is a different story also. So what does this mean, in fact, for advertisers on Google Ads? So you can read what does this mean for for you as an advertiser, and then why is this a switch, the reasons, and just a refresher on the history of responsive ads, and also showdown of responsive ads and extended text ads, and this is it. But these are responsive ads. However, guys, even these ads, they're talking about these ads are now, I believe, with the May 27th. So May 27th, Google, here, May 27th, Google ad updates. New features and announcements, Google Ads. You see Google Ads, announcements, the new features and announcements. This is May 27th. This is for Google Marketing Live Stream, in fact. So, this is May 27th. Deliver engaging search ads with image extensions. This is why we have most of the results here were with image extensions, as you can see. So consumers now expect a more visual experience when they browse products and services online. In fact, 86% of consumers in surveyed countries around the world say they expect photos to be a feature businesses offer them with shopping online. So last year they introduced the image extensions to help you create a more visual, engaging search ad. Starting today, image extensions are available globally. That's a good thing. And search ad shown with an image extension showcase your brand. Let's read more. Showcase. So it will have an image extension. This is an image extension. So even though this is an ad here and it has the title and the description, it will have also your image extension along with it. Isn't that awesome? So you can showcase your brand with relevant visuals. For example, here Estee Lauder can have its brand logo, for example, and as you can see here, you can also use rich visuals. As you can see, extension here for your product. And they're telling you a little bit about the best practices. Okay. So this is quite interesting. So this is the new visual and the new form. So I'm sorry I didn't have the time to add this to the slide, to the set of slides, but I promised to add this to this one. I'm going to add it to your Moodle page. All right, so let's continue. Now that you know more about responsive ads, and second, for this year, 2021, in early 2021, in February, they talked about responsive ads being the default rather than the extended text ads. And also, the image extensions I think the image extensions were introduced in 2018, guys, around 2018. I'm not sure early, mid, or late 2018, but I think 2018 they introduced the image extensions, but now they kind of more pushing into the visuals and making it as a best practice. When Google says it's a best practice, this means that it will enhance your quality score for your ad. So pay attention to these little details. So I would like you to watch this. So now pause my video, go to the set of slides, and you can watch this from the set of slides or from the notes section. I have also a link of this video. So please watch this video. It's about creating a campaign. So first goal is to create the campaign, the goal of the campaign, the geography, and which locations, language. I'm going to set up all this also on my Cute Baby Shop account so that I can later show you how to create an ad. All right, guys, so now that you've seen how to create a campaign, now we're going to talk about the second layer under a campaign, which is an ad group. So an ad group is a collection of keywords. A campaign is a collection of ad groups. So you could have 3 or 4 ad groups under a campaign, and under each ad group there will be different keywords. So you need to pick the right keywords under each ad group. The keywords usually just exclusive keywords. Let me give you, please watch this video. So pause my video right now, watch this video and come back to me. So now that you've watched the video, you probably had an understanding that a campaign here is a collection of different ad groups. And then each ad group is a collection of different ad copies or keywords that is connected to different ad copies. So if your store, for example, is selling different kind of shoes, sneakers or flat, and then high heels. So basically the keywords you're gonna have here is probably running shoes, comfortable sneaker shoes, over here stylish, high heel shoes, maybe comfortable high heel shoes as well. So comfortable sneakers for walking, for jogging, for running, comfortable for long extended wear. Lightweight also for high heels. We really care, ladies, about lightweight. Part of the tiredness is to drag along with us very heavy shoes. So lightweight, comfortable designs and extended wear, and so on. Now, in this ad group, you will have different keywords, as I mentioned earlier. And my suggestion, guys, is to have your keywords reflect not only the product attribute per se, have it in 2 ways. First of all, it's like a matrix. The matrix will have a vertical and horizontal, and it's a matrix of 4 cells, for example. Let's take a look at one side of the matrix, let's say the vertical. In the vertical, you need to focus on the product attributes. And with the product attributes, you focus on 2 things. The first thing, you focus on the match type, and we're going to talk about the match type in a bit, exactly like how you search on Google. You search on Google without any brackets or quotes or whatever, it's a broad search. When you put it in between quotes, is an exact search. So also there's search types or match types for the keywords on Google. So you look at it in such a way that you focus on search with the Google ads, you focus with the product attribute keywords, you focus on the search attributes, or you focus on the profitability and portfolio as well, depending on your bidding. Then there's the horizontal. In the horizontal, you focus on your value proposition. With value proposition, you decide to mix product attributes with value proposition or product attributes without value proposition. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have a matrix of like 4 cells, and this cell and this vertical side is product attributes, and the horizontal is the value proposition, and then you have the product attributes in the ad keyword, yes it exists or no it doesn't exist, and the same applies to the value proposition, yes it exists in any ad copy or keywords in any ad copy, or no it doesn't exist. Then you will have a mix of different choices. You have the product attribute existing with the value proposition keywords together, product attributes without the value proposition, so product attributes exclusively, then product attributes, or then you will have also value propositions without the product attributes, and value propositions with product attributes, so it is the same as product attributes and value propositions. So you will have 3 different combinations. You will have value propositions alone, you will have product attributes alone, and then you would have product attributes and value proposition. I would like you to focus on the formal 2. Value propositions with the product attributes and product attributes alone. If you feel over time that more and more searches in the report, there's a report in Google, as you've seen in the video, in the previous video, there's a report on Google Ads that shows you the winning keywords. If you find out that more traffic or a huge volume of traffic is coming because of the value proposition keywords, you could add also value propositions on its own if you want. But there's no need as long as you are connecting the value proposition with the attribute. So I focus myself with the ads, I would say, on product attributes, alone, and product attributes and value proposition. So be careful. Most of the examples they give you only on the product attributes. I would say product attributes and value proposition, but make sure that the pages that you're linking to, meaning the pages that you are using as landing pages of your ads, copies, actually optimized for this value proposition keyword, either mentioned even in its product name or even mentioned in the description. So once you have exclusive here keywords over here for flatties, you need to add also negative keywords. You need to negate the high heels on the flat ad group. And over here, similarly, for the high heels, you're gonna negate the flatties. So you will have all the different match types of the product attributes, long tail keywords, and all different match types. And with all different match types, usually we use the broad match type and we use the modified match type together. And then for product attributes and for the product attributes with value proposition, and then you negate also the sneakers. Let's say over here you found out more and more money is made on clicks coming for running shoes, and you're actually selling sneakers. For young individuals, they probably don't need professional running shoes, but for people like myself, at my age, I feel like I need very professional running shoes or jogging shoes to support my knees, support my heels, maybe because of extended wear, because I walk too much maybe, or because I'm using probably certain machines with certain weights on the leg press. It might hit my heels, for example, or so on. So in this case, probably for young individuals, they will be searching running shoes. Let's assume, even though this might be a remote example, but let's say that you're searching running shoes and you're landing on my shoes that I did not intend to sell as professional running shoes, but it just happened. So I will find out that running is a very interesting keyword that I could capitalize on. So it's an idea for expansion in my categories on my site, or if I don't want to expand my offerings, my product lines, but I would like to capitalize on the importance of running, because I don't have running in my keywords, but I can see from my reports that people are actually landing on my site because they searched for the term running or for the word running. So what is a sensible step to do, or a sensible move to do, is to add another ad group here and add running to it. And then negate running here and deviate or drive traffic to running shoes on this standalone ad group. And of course you can have the multiple landing pages. It's okay, but you cannot have, it's not a good practice, and you cannot have the same keyword on different ad groups. You cannot have the same keyword on different ad group, because these ad keywords, the keywords on different ad groups of the same campaign, they compete together to enter the auction. So you're not competing only with your competitors, but you're actually competing with your own. So you're competing with your own ad groups and their keywords. So your own keywords are competing with other keywords of your own to enter the auction, and with also competitors. Yeah. So basically, it doesn't make sense that you have multiple keywords, similar keywords on different ad groups. It's not a very good practice at all. All right, so over here, as you can see, Google doesn't have this video anymore available on Google, but I have in the notes section, I had found the video, the Google video, but by another YouTuber who just happened to had recorded it. So please watch the video available here. So let me just show you. So here is a video here, this video link. Please watch the second video link. This one. It's about 7 minutes, and it's a very interesting video that talks about how what is Broadmatch and how you can combine Broadmatch and Broadmatch Modifier in almost all your campaigns, ad groups. And then for phrase match is actually different than exact match. Phrase match is kind of the order. You can have different keywords before or after. Phrase match is like the exact match for using Google search engine, but as an advertiser, the equivalent to it is the phrase match, and this is usually used for brand keywords. So if you are a distributor of known brands, so you can have like Adidas, or if there are brands that Estee Lauder, for example, 2 words kind of brand, you should always put it in a phrase match. So this is when, and the cases where you need to use a phrase match. You use a phrase match when you have like a branded keyword. Exact match, of course, it's a good practice that you have all your keywords with the match type broad match and the match type Broadmatch Modifier and the match type exact match. So always when you have red shoes, you have red shoes broad match and an ad copy to that. Red shoes Broadmatch Modifier, which is plus red plus shoes, and have the ad copy for that and the landing page. Then you will have usually the broad match for red shoes. If you have a certain category for red shoes, then you will land on the category page if you want. But if you have, for example, high heel shoes, and you have the shop page have different categories, then you have the category page also have the sum of or the collection of all your products, then you probably let me show you something here. So let's say I would like to take a look at rompers. When I land at the rompers page, it's a category, right? And it has a collection of different products, as you can see here. So in this case, probably with the broad match for rompers maybe comfortable rompers or whatever rompers for newborn, I would probably land on this page. But if I wanna, for example, focus on football, sport, bodysuit, for example, if it's like a season now for football or something like that, then I would probably add a keyword with a broad match and an exact match and a broad match modifier and add the pluses. And it's a safe option to always, for any keyword, add the broad match modifier. And if you want an exact match, add an exact match. But exact match usually don't perform that great because they will be kind of like overrun by the broad match and broad match modifier. So you're just wasting your time. Phrase match is good for brand keywords. Now, now this is confusing because this is a phrase match, while in Google, how Google functions, we learned that it's an exact match. So please understand that exact with a capital E the E is kind of the same shape as this brackets. So this is how I memorize it myself. The exact match will be in brackets because of the word exact starting with an E. All right. Anyway, now I would like you to watch this video about how to write great text ads. But now, as you know, that responsive ads are the default, meaning that what is responsive ads? Responsive ads with Google is basically based on AI or machine learning algorithm. So responsive ads will basically automatically adjust the appearance and the text, the appearance of the text, the image, headlines, descriptions, images, and logos. Also, it could borrow some of the terms that you have used in your search query, so that it will appear more responsive, more relevant to your query. So Google is helping you as a business in this sense. Okay. Now, here I am also having my notes on Broadmatch. So basically it's from the video. So Broadmatch is default match type. Usually it includes the misspellings, synonyms, the stemmings like floor and flooring, related searches, anything. The broad match example here for women's hat, for example, this is a broad match keyword. Then what would be the example search that will trigger it? Something like buy ladies hats or cap, or even scarves, because it's in the same categorization as an accessory, for example. It's very relevant. So in this sense, this is what Broadmatch will return. Broadmatch Modifier, on the other hand, as you can see here, scarves and hats. There's no hats here. Buy women hats. There's no hats here. So if I type buy women scarves, somehow the SERP, even on the 9th page or the 3rd page or the 4th page, will have women's hats. But I did not search for women's hats, so why is it there even if it's on the 5th page? It's not relevant at all. Well, it is a broad match, so this is what a broad match will return. Will return all relevant match types. You can guys, think of it as in terms of synonyms and LSI. Do you remember the LSI when we talked about it? It's not like swimming wear. It's not only the swimming wears. It's also like goggles, the tools, where are you going for swimming, packages, training, and all that. So it's all relevant topics around that concept. So it's almost the same. It includes everything relevant about this concept. On the other hand, if you add the plus signs here, this means that the search query should have anything related to maroon, to red. A student asked me, does red the same as pink? I said, well, why don't we try it? Do you guys want to try it? So let's say comfortable shoes for women. Here we talked about red shoes for women. Look at the results, right? Let's write pink. He told me, what about pink shoes for women? I said, well, why don't you look it up? As you can see, there is pink. Already pink is a color. How about maroon? Now this is an interesting maroon shoes for women. It's like red, isn't it? Yeah, so you can see that maroon shoes for women is it's not the same, yeah, but as you can see here, women's shoes red. Okay, so it is in between these two colors. I can see that. You see here's red, solid color. Doesn't even say red here, but it seems to be available in red. This one has nothing to do with red. As you can see, it's orange. But maybe, let's take a look. Maybe it's available in red. No, it's not. It's not even available in maroon. So you can see now that the student asked me this question about pink. I escalated the problem into maroon. What happens if we actually search maroon, and maroon is the meaning of maroon here, maroon color. If you are not aware of maroon, especially for men, all colors are the same. So these are here, shows you the different here shades of red. So you see how maroon is different than different other shades of the red or maroon color. Here, as you can see, this is the maroon color. So you can see here. No, this somebody is trying to, yeah, this is like wine. Okay. In any case, here, this is wine, this is maroon, this is dark red, yeah, you can see that there are different other shades of red. So this is a problem. When there's another shade of red and you usually don't use it, it's kind of gives you, this is what we talked about when we talked about common interpretation and dominant interpretation and all that. So this is a mix of all the kind of dominant interpretations. Okay. But if you, in your ad, you have plus red, so this ad copy is an ad copy for red, but it's a broad match, yeah? So because maroon is a broad match for red, so these are the broad match results on the auction. However, these could be broad match for red, could be exact match for red, could be in fact a broad match modifier. You have plus red supposed to be there, plus hats. And here hats should be hats. So red hats for women, this will trigger this. Blue hats will not trigger that because blue is not there. Red hiking boots will not trigger because there is no hats. So this one, the buy women scarves, will not trigger the ad that has the ad copy related or connected to the plus red plus hat. You understand that with the ad group, guys, we have a list of keywords. Each keyword is mapped out to a different ad copy. As you can see here, where is the, so we have keyword, ad copy, keyword, ad copy, keyword, ad copy. Now we have the keyword red roses also itself. When you write the keyword in Google Ads, you should be writing it with the either the alone on its own for a broad match, or you should type it as in a plus sign for a broad match modifier, or with an exact match for here an exact match. Then there are negative keywords, as I explained earlier, for the strategies of how to create an ad groups. All right, so I hope that now you understand this better. Now, this is also a different examples for the broad match modifier. So you have plus men, plus shoes, plus lawn, and blah, 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 plus, let's take a look at this. This is quite interesting, yeah? So this is a phrase match. You have a phrase match, you have like the these keywords, the words as they are with anything before them or anything after them. This is like good for a brand. So you would have women's hat, buy women's hat, hats for women will not show. Hats for women will not show because there are things in between woman's hat and the order is switched. When the order is switched, it's okay. This is for exact match. So that would be women's hats. It also hats for women will also be triggering this, but not much of variations in there. Very close variations here. Meaning like mostly synonyms and all that. All right, this is also here for you. I added the negative match. Negative match is important because if you're not selling this kind of product, then I understand why you would like to add this negative keyword to all your ad groups. And also you want to optimize your ad groups as much as possible. So you would want to negate certain keywords belonging to other ad groups so that this ad group is exclusively for this kind of keywords. especially if you are selling scarves and shoes together. And you know that we don't really have a clear idea if it's scarves. Like, we need to be just very sure and certain that when a user is typing scarves, this user will not land on any of my ad copies under shoes, but rather on my scarves ad copy. By default, this should happen because Google will match to the bestest ad copy, and the bestest ad copy, or the most relevant ad copy in this sense, will be the scarves ad copy, or one of the scarves ad copy ad group. But just in case, it's a good practice that you negate these keywords. All right. These are some certain recommendations. First recommendation is to use the broad match and the exact match together, and the broad match modifier, in fact. And also the broad match modifier will capture and acquire a broad match of queries. Some of these queries might have a large volume of exceptional performances. These specific queries can be added as an exact match keywords to the same ad group if you want. You can put different match words in the same ad group. Only one keyword will trigger your ad at a time, so each ad is only related to one keyword at a time. There's a recommendation of 10 to 20 different keywords per ad group. Negative keywords is very also important, and you've seen in the video how to deal with that. So this is it for now. I would like to make another video for you guys. I think this video has been running for how long? Been running for about 42 minutes. I can't believe this. All right, I'm going to stop here, and in the next video I'm going to show you a little bit on Google ads. So thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video.